Hi, my name is Andrew Firth and I'm a Senior Architect in the Cloud Foundation Technical Marketing team. And welcome to this short overview on Cloud Foundation Lifecycle Management. Today I'm going to talk you through how Lifecycle Management in Cloud Foundation works and many of the different granular options you have available in patching and upgrading your Cloud Foundation platform. VMware Cloud Foundation is built on trusted VMware technologies for compute, storage, networking, and cloud management. Cloud Foundation takes this further by integrating and automating all of these components together for rapid initial deployment, simplified day 2 scale and operations, and full lifecycle management, which streamlines patching, upgrades, and maintenance. These technologies are the building blocks of a full software-defined data center, integrating all of these capabilities into a single platform that is cloud-like and easy to consume. Today we're going to spend some time to look deeper into how lifecycle management is configured within a Cloud Foundation environment and look at many of the granular options which help to simplify and streamline the process. Tasks like patching and upgrading can be daunting in the data center, and the risk of configuration drift and human error can further delay the process and introduce additional complexities. Navigating the dependency mapping between multiple hardware and software vendors in a traditional 3-tier environment can leave operations teams planning upgrades for weeks or even months at a time. With Cloud Foundation, available updates for all components are tested for interoperability and then bundled with the necessary logic for proper installation order. And the whole process is completely automated. Updates can be applied on a per cluster basis, a per workload domain basis, or even at a per ESXi host level when using the API. ESXi and NSX-T components can be updated sequentially, one after another, in a specific order, or they can be upgraded in parallel at the same time to minimize disruption and maximize your maintenance windows. Update bundles are released on a regular basis to the VMware depot for download. Each bundle contains updated components that make up the SDDC stack, as well as a host of many new capabilities, features, and enhancements. These are all tested and validated by VMware to work together as a single integrated platform. SDDC Manager can be used to manage the full upgrade and patching process. It provides notifications when a new update is available for download that is applicable to a specific environment that you're running. Updates can be reviewed and assessed before remediating your environment. This way, you can get a good understanding of the scope of the upgrade, such as whether it's an ESXi or NSX update, for example, and you can also see which cluster and workload domains the updates apply to. A pre-check can then be run prior to completing an update, which ensures that the components being updated are healthy and optimal. The pre-check will notify the user of any potential issues before commencing with the upgrade. Using this information, updates can be scheduled to run immediately, or you can schedule a specific date and time for them to be run within your own chosen maintenance windows. The upgrade process can be monitored, and you can generate a detailed report once the updates are complete. Cloud Foundation Lifecycle Management provides a lot of flexibility and granularity in terms of how to patch the full software stack within the Cloud Foundation platform. And being fully automated allows patching and update operations to be completed in far less time and with far less complexity when compared with manual approaches. Cloud Foundation uses update bundles to upgrade Cloud Foundation components. These bundles comprise of a specific VMware software bill of materials, which is validated and tested and then released to the VMware depot for download, giving you the confidence and peace of mind in knowing that an upgrade is not going to be disruptive. Components including SDDC Manager and internal services, vCenter Server, ESXi, NSX-T, vRealize Suite products, and Workspace ONE Access. The update bundles can be downloaded and applied manually, or they can be scheduled to run within your chosen maintenance window. Update bundles can be configured to download automatically once a My VMware account is registered with SDC Manager. Bundles are broken down by product and can be applied separately. SDC Manager provides notifications when a new bundle is available and ensures the updates are applied in the correct order. LCM patching and upgrade operations are all managed through SDC Manager. Cloud Foundation includes two types of bundles for lifecycle management: update bundles and install bundles. Update bundles are used during an upgrade. An update bundle contains everything you need to update the appropriate Cloud Foundation software components in your management domain or workload domain. An update bundle is applied to the management domain first before it can be applied to workload domains. Install bundles can be used when deploying new workload domains. If, for example, you have updated the management domain in your environment, you can download an install bundle with the updated SDC components for workload domains, vRealize Suite products, and Workspace ONE access. A workload domain install bundle is used to deploy later versions of the software components instead of the versions in your Cloud Foundation bill of materials. In this mock-up here, you can see that there's a number 1 at the Updates Patches tab in this particular workload domain. To ensure that the update will apply successfully without an error, a pre-check is always recommended. A pre-check will validate that the entire stack for a particular workload domain is healthy, and it will also verify components such as vCenter Server or NSX and their deployed appliances are in a healthy state. If you're using vSAN, it'll run additional validation to confirm storage controller VIBs are on the HCL before proceeding with an update. If the pre-check doesn't pass, it will provide the operator with a list to review all potential issues within the environment. In a healthy environment, the pre-check will pass successfully, and the operator can then schedule the update to run immediately or at a particular date or time in the future. Some customers are only able to patch their environments a couple of times a year. In that time frame, VMware may have released multiple Cloud Foundation update bundles. To address this, Cloud Foundation provides the ability to jump to a desired version rather than having to sequentially upgrade one version at a time. For example, if you started at Cloud Foundation 4.1, you'll be given the option to directly upgrade to the latest Cloud Foundation version and avoid having to upgrade through each incremental version. Skip level upgrades can be driven from within SDC Manager. You can schedule a single maintenance window and update the desired state in a single action, saving a massive amount of time in the process. Cloud Foundation supports the use of two different vSphere Lifecycle Management options when patching and upgrading ESXi. The VLCM option is selected at the time of deploying a workload domain and is the method used to upgrade and patch ESXi and vSAN. All clusters within a given workload domain inherit the VLCM option chosen at the time of deploying the first cluster to the workload domain. Each option differs in the way that it works and the features it supports. Choosing the right VLCM option is dependent upon the underlying hardware used in your deployment. vSphere Lifecycle Manager Baselines is formerly known as VMware Update Manager and is the default option. VLCM baselines can be used to update and patch ESXi hosts as well as installing and updating third-party software. VLCM baselines can be used with any x86-based HCI server with components which are listed in the VMware HCL. The alternative is to use vSphere Lifecycle Manager Images. VLCM Images is a full LCM solution which manages both the underlying server hardware and the Cloud Foundation SDC stack. VLCM Images can be used to install a desired ESXi version on all hosts in a cluster, as well as installing third-party software. VLCM Images are also used to update and upgrade the ESXi version on all hosts in the cluster, as well as the firmware and drivers of the servers being used. Cloud Foundation supports the use of VLCM images from a selection of server hardware vendors. Hardware compatibility can be checked against all hosts using the VMware Compatibility Guide and the vSAN Hardware Compatibility List, regardless of which VLCM option is chosen. Using vSphere Lifecycle Manager Images allows the customer to configure their hosts for desired state software updates. When using qualified hardware and a hardware management system, VLCM has the ability to unify not only your ESXi image, but also your BIOS, firmware, and drivers through a single update process. VLCM Images reduces the overall overhead of system maintenance within a HCI environment. A workload domain has the option of enabling VLCM at workload domain creation. All clusters under that workload domain need to be running on qualified hardware. However, you can use different vendors on a per cluster basis. The image itself is assigned at the cluster level. To begin a configuration, a cluster image is first created using your chosen vendor plugins and then imported to SDDC Manager. Once the workload domain has been created, a vendor hardware management system can be registered. A compliance check is then run which identifies any drift in the environment from the desired state. The drift is then scheduled for remediation to patch your hardware and software to match your desired state. To summarize, VMware Cloud Foundation has flexible patching options for ESXi. Choosing the right one for your deployment will be based upon the hardware you deploy on, in addition to some of the use cases that you're looking to achieve. When possible, workload domains configured to use VLCM images will provide the most comprehensive patching solution in a hyperconverged platform. Time can be a huge consideration when performing upgrades. Take, for example, upgrading ESXi hosts. Workloads running on the host, for example, will need to be migrated off to other hosts and then rebalanced, and in some cases, host reboots may also be required. VMware Cloud Foundation has helped to reduce the amount of time required when performing ESXi upgrades. Within a workload domain, customers have the ability to patch multiple clusters sequentially, one after another, or in parallel, all at the same time. These can all be pre-scheduled to run at particular times. For example, we can patch ESXi hosts at a cluster level sequentially using multiple small maintenance windows, one for each cluster. Alternatively, we can also patch multiple clusters in parallel at the same time within a single operation. VMware Cloud Foundation also leverages Quick Boot for compatible servers. This optimizes the reboot path by skipping the hardware initialization phase, resulting in some significant time savings. NSX-T components within a Cloud Foundation deployment can also be upgraded in a variety of ways to best utilize and minimize maintenance windows. Clusters can be upgraded sequentially, one after another, or together in parallel. The administrator has the option to choose some clusters without having to choose all of them. The NSX-T upgrade process will upgrade all NSX-T components within the NSX-T fabric. And this NSX-T fabric can in many cases span multiple workload domains. The NSX-T fabric updates are applied by firstly upgrading the NSX-T coordinator. The NSX-T edge clusters are upgraded next and need to be upgraded before the host clusters. Then we upgrade the host clusters. And lastly, the NSX-T Manager is the final component to be upgraded in this sequence. VMware Cloud Foundation supports both online and dark site upgrades. When customers have an environment where SDDC Manager can access the internet, they simply authenticate using their My VMware credentials to the VMware depot within SDDC Manager. SDDC Manager will then determine which updates are available and allow the customer to review and download them. Installing them is as easy as clicking Update Now or selecting a time to schedule the update to run to best align with a customer's change management window. For customers who don't have internet access to download update bundles, we also offer an offline method. With this method, a workstation can be used to download available updates using a CLI tool and then transfer them to the SDDC Manager. The customer can then apply each update individually by clicking Update Now within SDDC Manager, or scheduling the update to run at any time to align with their change management window. And this concludes this quick overview on Cloud Foundation Lifecycle Management. Please join me for more VMware Cloud Foundation videos in this series, which you can find on TechZone at core.vmware.com. My name is Andrew Firth from the VMware Cloud Foundation Technical Marketing Team. Thanks for tuning in.